Hey guys, my name is Caleb Remington. I live in San Diego, California with my wife and little puppy. We actually bought a motorhome, a 36-foot motorhome, a year and a half ago. We fully renovated it and we've been doing the tiny life for the last year and a half. Let me tell you about my experience with Kangen. So, I got reintroduced to the water by a good friend that I really respect in the health and wellness space, Ted Hannick. Great guy. Worked with him for many years at Ambry Genetics, and yeah, I first found out about Kangen about 7 years ago. One of my business partners was really involved in the business side of things, and he kind of pitched it to me as this hangover cure. And me being 21, 22 years old, I was like, this is a really expensive hangover cure. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to purchase one. And I never really gave it the time of day. I kind of wrote it off as like, whatever. It's pyramid scheme, it's scam. I don't believe the science, like, whatever. Ted reaches out to me. We're catching up, and he's like, dude, you got to hear about this water ionizer. I was like, let me guess. It's called Kangen. He's like, you know about it? I was like, yeah, it's a scam. He's like, dude, no, I seriously think you need to check it out. Like, let me send you a few videos on like the in-depth research on in science. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll give it another chance. So he sent me a few videos. I ended up going down the Kangen rabbit hole, and I watched probably every YouTube video out there. I read 4 books on the power of water ionizers, and I was absolutely mind blown for like 6 months straight on how incredible this machine is and how incredible the water actually is. To fully understand how it affects me, I was born with cystic fibrosis, which is a genetic disease that affects the lungs and digestive system. Basically, what happens is there's a mutation in the cells that make up my lungs and digestive system, and those cells don't work properly, so my lungs build up thick sticky mucus. So I have to do breathing treatments in the morning, I have to do breathing treatments at night, and I take upwards of 40 pills a day to stay alive. And so while I was doing all this research on the water, like every single organ that they talked about where, you know, key proper hydration and what this water ionizer could do was just like absolutely mind blowing. And it wasn't necessarily that the water is this like cure all. It's the water basically enables your body to heal itself. And if you're not properly hydrated, and I was like chronically dehydrated. I was drinking like 4 cups of coffee a day. And sometimes I go days without drinking water, maybe like a glass here or there for at dinner. But I was like, okay, while I was doing the research, I was like, I quit drinking coffee because Ted sent me a bunch of articles on that. That was mind blowing in itself. Um, so I gained back a bunch of energy just from cutting out caffeine. And then I started looking into water and like, okay, what's in the city tap water? Like my RV's hooked up to straight to city tap water, so uh, and it's not good what's in your city tap water. So we invested in a filtration system, and then we figured out our finances. My wife and I were like, hey, this is something we really want. It's obviously an investment, but we're going to cut out, the things we don't find necessary. Like I was buying these like e-scooters all over. I was spending so much money at 7-Eleven just on like caffeine products. Obviously our Amazon spend was like insane because whose isn't? But basically we ended up after like 3 months of saving, felt comfortable in purchasing the machine. And let me tell you, it has been such an eye opener. My energy levels, at first, I basically was like, I had this jolt of energy when I like started drinking the water for like the first day. It felt like, when you water a plant after it's like super dried out and like the leaves start shaking, like I felt that through my veins. It was just this crazy feeling. And then The next 3 days, I felt like complete garbage. I think I was detoxing too fast. I had headaches. I was like super low energy, and I I'm like I eat pretty healthy. I was drinking plenty of water like prior to starting this, but I calculated the other day I have taken over 250,000 pharmaceutical drugs in my life, and so I think I was really feeling the effects of that detox. And so I just kind of powered through. I didn't stop drinking the 9.5. They suggest sometimes going back to like 8.5 and then working your way up. But I was like, nope, I'm going through. And then after like day 4, I started to feel good again. And now it's like I can't go 3 days without the machine. So I'm going to tell you guys a few things that they don't tell you during these demos. Um, One, I think you're going to travel everywhere with your Kangen machine like I do. It fits in my carry-on, and we've gone to Airbnbs, we've gone up to LA, I've gone back to the Midwest for the holidays, and every time I pack the Kangen machine, so it's mobile. And yeah, I really like after like 2 3 days of not drinking the water, like I my body starts to feel the effects. And so once your body gets acclimated to this new level of health and hydration, your body starts to scream at you if you neglect it. So you become an expert in faucets. Everywhere I go, whether every house, every hotel, every Airbnb, I immediately look at the faucet and see if my Kangen machine has the right adapters. And so the machine itself comes with a bunch that it should be compatible with majority of faucets, but there's this one website that has a universal faucet adapter for all of the pull-out faucets. And so that one has been like a lifesaver. I've hooked that up to like so many different houses because everyone's got that pull-out faucet. Uh, you become a scientist. And so all of those demos were so cool. I watched them all online. Um, I went to a few demos, but I like had to see it firsthand. I wanted to prove to myself that this machine was as good as it says it is. So I bought the ORP meter. I got the pH drops, and I couldn't wait to show my wife and all my friends and family like how powerful this machine is. My favorite part of having this machine is that it really gives me the confidence that I'm giving my body the best chance to heal itself and operate properly. You know, you could look at the world and it's kind of a scary place because you start to dive into, what's in our water, what chemicals are sprayed on our produce, how polluted is the air, the rise of cancer and disease, and like how our bodies are so full of toxins. Like, it's scary when you start looking at all that information. And this machine gives me hope. This machine, it feels like I'm finally reversing that downward trend. I feel like I'm gaining control of my health back, and I'm full of energy, I'm full of life, I'm full of these negative electrons, and I'm giving my body what it needs to detox and fight back. So, with that said, I wish you guys all well. I hope you get a machine, and you're going to get really, really good at chugging water. Ah.